everyone, I'm Jay.
And I'm Sean.
And this is Bronx. And he gets to star in the video today because we are reviewing Vampires versus the Bronx.
Oh.
Which, I'm going to tell you right now, I liked this movie. It's fun in a not so vampire scary way. Let's get that out there. It's almost fit for family viewing. Would it have been better if it was Vampires versus Bronx?
Well, it would have been much shorter, probably.
He would have made quick work of
Yes,
him.
he would have.
Or he'd be flying around the house right now with his little fangs. Thank you, dear.
Either way. He's already got fangs.
But it would be 1,000% better. Because look how cute this guy is, guys. Oh, he's a nice boy. He is.
He is.
We adopted him when he was just a baby. He was the runt of his crew.
He was the runt.
And nobody else wanted him. He has vision problems. But he grew into a monster. For a Shih Tzu, he's quite big.
He's huge. He's 20 pounds.
But he doesn't know he's a big guy.
No,
well,
he doesn't.
Okay. Also, compared to other dogs, he's still not that big. But he's big for us. He's our biggest dog. He thinks he's our littlest dog. He was for a long time the baby of the group, although now we have a new baby. His name is Walt, and you may have seen him in our Tenant movie review. So this is Bronx. Oops, he's already off screen. He's having a rest. Yes, he does prefer Sean's lap because Sean's lap is bigger and it can accommodate his sizable body.
Yeah.
All the dogs look at me like they're so insulted that I have such a little lap. They're like, thanks. Okay, so Vampires versus the Bronx. Directed and co-written by Osmany Rodriguez, who for a long time worked on SNL. He was a segment director there, known as Oz. Osmany is just the mom's name for him, you know. So he directs this movie, and I have to say I was kind of charmed by it. So the movie is about three best friends, three guys who are on the cusp. They're just between childhood and teenagerdom. So they are starting to have the freedom and the independence of roaming around the neighborhood without like adult supervision. But they're still a little bit vulnerable to moms yelling out the window, embarrassing things. I mean, moms always yell embarrassing things, no matter what it is. It's embarrassing. If mom yells, oof. Major loss of street cred there. Anyway, so let's just talk about these three young actors. So Miguel is kind of like the leader in this movie, played by Jaden Michael. Then we have Bobby, played by Gerald Jones III, and Luis, played by Gregory Diaz IV. Yeah.
No second.
No, sadly.
Well, what can you do?
What can you do? So these three guys are big fans of their neighborhood, the Bronx. So much so, in fact, that little Miguel is known as the little mayor. Oh. And he does insert himself into community projects, and he knows all the business owners, and he hits them up, and he's a quite popular little guy in his neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah.
And so at the beginning of the film, they're fighting gentrification.
Yeah.
So a lot of their longtime stores and businesses are disappearing and being bought up by one bad real estate company in particular. I mean, we don't even know that they're bad, but let's assume they're bad because they're real estate developers, and let's be honest. All these businesses are disappearing, they're getting bought up, and yeah, little Mayor Miguel is getting suspicious. So he is right now raising like a fundraiser, a community event for their bodega, which they love.
Everyone loves bodegas in New York City.
Yeah, they for sure do. And those things sell everything. So what's not to love? They are the lifeblood of a community. And the bodega owner lets Miguel buy things on credit. So hello, nice. Imagine being 11 years old and being able to charge candy bars.
I would have had to declare bankruptcy.
Yeah, big time, right? So basically what they find out is vampires not only are moving into their neighborhood, They want to build their nest there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's them buying up all of these businesses.
Uh-oh.
So it's not just regular gentrification. Like, these white people are super pale. Almost as pale as me. They are super pale, and they're super determined to ruin the heck out of your neighborhood. That's for sure.
Oof.
I mean, nobody wants a vampire nest in the neighborhood.
No.
No. Really brings down the real estate value.
I would think so.
Yeah, prices go plummeting because, in fact, there are quite a few missing community members. And sadly, this is why the vampires are choosing the Bronx, because the people of color who live there are not the kind of people that police look for all that hard.
Makes sense.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, that little piece burns, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's maybe a bit of allegory to this. It's certainly not a very cleverly disguised allegory. We're definitely saying white people are vampires and they've come to suck your community dry. And it's not wrong. It's right on the nose,
yeah.
but it is right on the nose. Anyways, I call this fit for families. It's PG-13, but it's really not too graphic or too bloody. Older kids and tweens, I think, will be able to watch this no problem. In fact, the most violent image is when they are watching Blade, because they figure that's the best way to figure out how to fight vampires and write down all the rules, like the garlic thing and the wooden stake thing.
Yeah.
They find all their information from the movie Blade.
It's probably quite accurate.
Yeah,
Well
it was.
researched.
It was. Yeah, it did come very
Blade
much
is
in
half
handy.
vampire, I believe. So
Yeah, that makes him the best one.
Yeah,
the
he's
best
very good to
vampire
give
hunter.
advice.
Yeah. So I just really thought these three were quite good and quite charming, and they really held the movie all by themselves. They were propped up by two sort of female helpers. One is Little Rita. Well, not so Little Rita, played by Coco Jones. She's actually like 16, so she's a bit older than them, a bit wiser than them, and she ends up joining them and rounding out the trio very nicely. And then there's Gloria, and this is a special shout out to her because she's not really part of the events of the movie. We just see her intermittently because she's like a live streamer, played by Imani Lewis. So she just adds like little pops of news here and there, and I really thought she did such a great job with those. I really liked seeing her in it. There's some surprise cast members as for adults. Sarah Gadon plays a white woman who has moved to the neighborhood recently. Zoe Saldana is in this. Method Man is in this. You probably have already guessed he plays the priest.
Of course, yeah. Typecast.
So yeah, there's some fun little surprises in this. It is not really all that scary, and that is spoken from a true chicken is telling you this.
Yeah, so it's for real.
So it's kind of like a nice little growing up movie. It happens to have vampires in it and some pretty good vampire slayers, really, at the end of the day. I enjoyed this. I thought the setting was unique, and it gave a good flavor to all of the vampire action.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And anytime that you're learning from Blade the Master, you can't go too wrong.
Yeah, it might make you just want to make a doubleheader out of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
It's October, guys. You can let that happen.
On the list.
Yeah, you have permission. Oh, don't you start with me, sir. And I just wanted, before we leave, a special shout out to the Little Makeup channel because she called me young. So I love you forever.
Correct.
Yes. What now? What do you want buying?
That's correct.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the right way to refer to Jay.
Yes.
Young and beautiful.
Definitely the right way to get on the good side. Oh, come on. They're both good sides.
It's true.
So thank you so much everyone else for watching, who sadly have not pointedly called me young recently.
Well, here's their reminder.
Awkward. So check it out. Vampires versus the Bronx. It is new on Netflix, and you can watch it tonight.
So why not?
Why not? It's not even going to give you nightmares.
Maybe unless you're a vampire.
Unless you're a white person who recently moved to the Bronx. So, signing off for Jay, Sean, and Bronx. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.